Hello and welcome to another cigar review brought to you by AnAmericanFrontPorch.com. As always, I'm Nathan, looking forward to bringing you another review of a fine cigar this afternoon. Thank you for the comments and emails. Thank you for your responses to these reviews. I hope you guys enjoy them and can benefit from them in one way or another. Today we're going to be reviewing it's a fun little cigar. This is the Oliva Serie G. It's a short perfecto, a figurado cigar. Like I said, it's a tapered cigar. I think it's about 3 3/4 inches by 49 ring gauge at the thickest part. But as you can see, it's a tapered cigar. It is a Cameroon wrapper with Nicaraguan binder and filler, Nicaraguan and Peruvian filler. I believe actually Oliva's website says it's Nicaraguan Habano. So for whatever that means, the illustrious hidden Cuban seed, the magic inside there, smells a little bit like fairy dust and makes you all feel life better. But that notwithstanding, it is another cigar brought to you by the Oliva family of cigars, and they've always done really good stuff, at least in my book they have. So I've never smoked this cigar, but everything else I've had is really good. The Oliva Serie G, and I'll give you a good look at the band here. The band. You can tell what series usually Oliva cigars are on the side of the band, whether it be the O, the S, the V, or the G. This Oliva used to be known as the Gran Maduro. The Gran Maduro was one of my favorite cigars back before Cigar Aficionado found out about them. And back then I could get them for about $2.50 a stick on those Churchills. Oliva cigars have always been very economically priced. So when you go in, if you don't know much about cigars and you go into a humidor and you're looking for a smoke, don't fall for that it's got to be expensive to be a good cigar routine, because sometimes it's not true. Now sometimes you can get some real junk at a low price, and that's unfortunate. But the fact of the matter is that you can find a really good economically priced cigar and really enjoy those, and that is the case with Oliva. The Gran Maduros, before they became the Serie G, like I said, I could find them for $2.50 to $3 per Churchill. Now this cigar retails for, in my local shop, this cigar retails for about $3.50. Actually, I should say $3.29, I believe, is the retail on these cigars. So still very well priced. It's a smaller cigar than their Churchill, and their Churchills are a little bit more expensive now, but still not a whole lot. I think in the $5 range. So for a premium cigar, it's really good. The wrapper is a nice dark brown. It's chocolatey looking, and hopefully you can get an idea about that. The wrapper's chocolatey. The cap is securely on. It's a nice big cap. I really enjoy that. And the wrapper gives off just a slight oily sheen. It's just an attractive, fun little cigar, and I'm looking forward to smoking it here. We're going to get started in a moment. We're here once again with the Oliva Serie G Special G Perfecto. It's a 3.75 by 49 ring gauge cigar. We're going to go ahead and light up now. One thing for beginners to know: when you're lighting a Perfecto cigar, especially one that tapers down to the end, you want to be careful not to overlight it, because if you really char the end of a cigar, you have to take a while for the cigar to actually regain its true flavor profile. So, and especially on a windy day like it is today, you really have to take care of that, because or take care to be aware of that, because you could really mess up the flavor. So I'm going to go ahead and get lighted, and we'll be back in just one moment. Because of the small area needed to actually light a cigar of this shape, it takes no effort whatsoever to get lit on the Oliva Serie G. And the initial flavors are really nice and smooth, well balanced. So we're going to get, before I give any real tasting notes on this short Perfecto, I'm going to give it some time to come together. And hang on, we'll be back in a minute. Oliva cigars really crashed onto the scene only a few years ago, like I said, once Cigar Aficionado really got a hold of them. And there's a reason that they're really popular, is because they're just a flat-out good cigar. This one's no exception, the Serie G, the Special G. The ash on the cigar so far, maybe a half-inch into it, is already showing those little white specks that you enjoy from a really nice, well-aged cigar. The smoke is giving off two main notes that I really notice. Number one, there's that kind of Cameroon sweetness. You're going to get that really nice sweetness from a Cameroon wrapper, as well as that earthy nature that you're getting from the Nicaraguan filler. Really, really enjoyable. And it's one that honestly I knew I was going to like it going in, unless I'd just gotten a bad cigar. But that's very rare with Oliva. But as I said, you get that Cameroon nature. I had a Cameroon cigar. I'm just hit and miss on them. I had a Cameroon earlier this weekend that I ended up not liking at all. Now, I did a review on the Nub 460 Connecticut. I had the Nub 358 Cameroon, and I was not impressed. Now, once again, it's just my opinion. So, obviously, as I always say, I want you to go and try them yourself. But the Nub 358, it was so over the top with that Cameroon sweetness. It was almost like smoking birthday cake topped in black pepper. And it was too much. It was trying to do too much. So I wasn't really a big fan of that, and some of you may enjoy it, and that's great, because what we deal with in these reviews are opinions. And the neat thing is that I told the guy there, he goes, why did you smoke that thing all the way down? Because I mentioned I wasn't enjoying it very much. The good news is, when you smoke a cigar that you don't enjoy, usually you still learn something. So it's a win-win either way, and that's one of my favorite things about cigars, is that it's a win-win. Whether you really enjoy it or you learn something from it, you don't walk away a loser. So I will continue on enjoying this. We're into the first third of the Oliva Serie G Short Perfecto, and we'll be back in just a minute. Part of the nature of the beast with one of these Oliva Serie G shorties is I'm through with the first third, and I'm already to the point where I need to remove the band. Not a big deal, though. So far, it's a medium-bodied smoke at best, bordering on mild. Those flavors of that earthy nature, but with that sweetness is still there. It's almost sweet to the taste on the tongue. You know, just the wrapper is sweet, but definitely you can get that Cameroon nature. But it's not, unlike some of the cigars I just mentioned. It's not over the top. This is a really nice cigar so far. The smoke is very pleasant. It's aromatic. When you just breathe it, it's enjoyable. It's not acrid by any means. And the burn, as you can see, if you're a construction Nazi like I am, is extremely even. And on a cigar like this, think about how hard that is to do. On a cigar that is not rolled in a perfect cylinder, rather this one was conical and then tapered down to the tip, think about how hard it is to actually roll a cigar that burns evenly throughout all the different angle changes. That takes real talent, and Oliva is bringing quality to the market at a price, and that's why they're at a very low price, and that's why they're doing well. But so far, the Oliva Serie G Special G is really, really nice, and we're going to continue on. Always a pleasure having you stop by. Hang around. We'll be back in a few minutes with a continued review of this fine cigar. Welcome back. We're now well into the second third of this Oliva Serie G Special G. It's the Short Perfecto once again. The ash obviously is holding up really well. I still haven't had to ash the cigar yet, and the ash as well is I know this sounds silly, but it's a very attractive ash as far as cigars go. You've got the white specks once again that just show really nice tobaccos inside in the construction of the cigar. And once again, with Oliva, you can always count on good construction and a quality product. The flavor has intensified. The body has intensified just a little bit. The flavor has changed. The peppery nature of a Cameroon wrapper. Typically, what I get from Cameroons are sweet and a little spicy. The sweetness is kind of edged off just a little, made way for some nice little peppery notes, but not over the top. You've got that earthy quality for that Nicaraguan Habano filler that's just really robust and full. It's almost chewy. You want to just really take your time and sip this cigar. And it's true on a cigar of this size, you do not want to smoke it too fast. You definitely want to sip this cigar, or it could go harsh. But the Nicaraguan and Cameroon mixture here is really nice. You're getting an earthy, spicy, slight sweetness that's just It just sits on the palate, and it's really, really enjoyable. I can tell it's going to have a somewhat long finish, although the body I would categorize once again as medium. The smoke is it's got that nice medium chewiness. When I talk body, it's kind of a complicated thing in my mind. I think in terms of not just flavor, but I also think in terms of the quality and quantity of the smoke that you get when you smoke the cigar. And once again, that there was even more earthiness to that as we've gone through. But body for me is a combination of flavor and consistency and quality of the smoke. When I think medium bodied, here's what I'm talking about. When I say this cigar is medium bodied, I mean the flavor is not too strong. It doesn't overpower your mouth as far as, it doesn't overtake your senses in flavor. It's smooth, but the smoke itself has a thickness to it that leaves something with you. Not too much, but it leaves something with you. Whereas a mild cigar, it's there, it gives you the flavor of the cigar, and it dissipates. This hangs with you a little bit longer. So that's what I'm talking about when I say medium-bodied cigar. I know many of you out there watching these reviews are kind of new to cigar smoking, and we can get all caught up in our terminology sometimes. But that's what I mean in talking in terms of body, and hopefully that's cleared that up for you. But once again, this Oliva Serie G Short Perfecto is very, very nice, and I'm enjoying it. We'll be back in a little bit here on a beautiful sunny afternoon to continue on with the review of the cigar. There's just something really good about a fine cigar, isn't there? There's just something really nice about it. It brings people together, people from all walks of life. No matter what your politic, no matter what your background, no matter where you're from, there's something about a good cigar that brings people together. And this has been a really good cigar. Once again, the Oliva Serie G Special G Short Perfecto is a really nice cigar. Tasting notes, wrapping it up, it has been a medium-bodied cigar for the most part. Started out kind of mild, but it intensified somewhat. Started out kind of sweet with just an earthy nature to it, going on to a more complex, robust, medium body. The earthy nature really stayed with it, but it transferred sort of a spice. And here, just to kind of throw you a curveball towards the end of the cigar, the Oliva has gone really, it's got a really nice kind of, certainly not milk chocolate, but it's not dark chocolate bitter either. It's just a sweet, chocolatey nature to this smoke that's just really nice. It leaves you with a great impression. It's like meeting somebody that just you hit it off with, and after they leave, you're like, man, I want to spend more time with them. Well, that's the same way that I feel about this little Oliva Serie G. It just leaves you with so many good things. Be watching here soon on an AmericanFrontPorch.com. We're working on it, so don't hold me to a timeline. But we're working on our podcast. We're going to be talking a lot. We're going to be talking about life. We're going to be talking about sports, philosophy, good books, a little bit of politics, great cigars every time, and just kind of keeping it down home for you, but bringing you a good friend of mine who's also a contributor on my site. He and I are going to be getting together and working on a weekly podcast, the Porchcast, as it were. So be watching for that soon at AmericanFrontPorch.com. And hopefully we'll have that up on iTunes as well as soon as I can figure out how to do all of that. And if any of you out there know of good, free ways to maintain that podcast, to do it well, I'd be certainly interested in hearing from you. Send me an email, natesratings@gmail.com. That's Nates, N-A-T-E-S, ratings @gmail.com. I'd love to hear from you. Also, send those questions, comments, suggestions for review. As always, I love to hear from you. And I'm going to go ahead and finish up and say goodbye to the Oliva Serie G. Overall, it's a really good cigar, and it's great for anybody that enjoys cigars or is curious, because if you want to try and get that more full, rich tobacco flavor, that you might sometimes miss in the milder cigars. Maybe that's all you've been smoking so far. Check out Oliva. Check out their O, their G. Those are both really nice cigars at a great price point to check out and kind of move up the scale in body, where you're not spending $10, $12, $15, even $20 on a cigar that you're wanting to learn from. So just my recommendation to you, try it. As always, this is Nathan from AmericanFrontPorch.com. I appreciate the time you've taken to watch this review. Send me an email. Look forward to doing it again soon. Have a great day, everybody.